Welcome to the Olango Island Wildlife Sanctuary, the home of the rare shorebird species, the Asiatic dowitcher. So, how do you get here? First, you need to go to Angasil Port in Lapu-Lapu City, which is 10 minutes away from Mactan New Town. And then, another 15 to 20-minute boat ride is required to reach the port of Angasil. From the port of Angasil in Olango Island, one must take a tricycle going to the bird sanctuary. So, what are you waiting for? Dayon kita! Olango Island Wildlife Sanctuary was declared by virtue of Presidential Proclamation No. 903 on May 14, 1992. It later became the first ever Ramsar site in the Philippines on November 8, 1994, where it hosts around 18 to 23,000 birds during peak season. In 2001, it also became an important bird area. In June 2018, during the legislation of the expanded NIPAS Act, OIWS was included on the list of the protected areas legislated by the national government. It covers around 1,382 hectares of corals, mangroves, and seagrass beds. This is our Olango Island Wildlife Sanctuary Nature Center. It was built in 1994 and was renovated in around 2013 with the help of the ecotourism budget. So, upon arrival, the tourist must register in our registration booth and do a short briefing on what and what not to do in our bird sanctuary. Upon registration, tourists, basic information of tourists including age, name, and sex will be listed down. For our entrance fees, we will be paying 30 pesos for local tourists, 15 pesos for students, 100 pesos for foreign tourists, and we also charge 70 pesos for camping fee, 300 pesos for tents, and 500 pesos for per camera for professional photography. We also purchased a rigid inflatable boat from the Coastal and Marine Ecosystems Management Project, and we also purchased 10 units of bicycles for ecotourism development. We also have here two tandem kayaks for boat paddlers. The primary ecotourism product of OIWS is bird watching. During bird watching, we have bird guides who will accompany our tourists. Best time to do bird watching is 2 hours before peak high tide and 4 hours after peak high tide. This stone bridge was built at the height of the ASEAN summit, which connects this landmass going to our viewing deck for a better view for bird watching. The stone bridge is about 300 meters long and is being renovated through our RIA or Retention Income Account funds of the protected area. So we are now here going to our bird hide one, which is there at that green roof. So birds are just everywhere all year round in the Philippines. However, thousands of birds flock in Olango Island because of its very vast intertidal area composed of coralline sand, seagrass beds, which makes its food very abundant. Bird migration starts from the month of September up to March, where it peaks in the month of November and February. Birds from the northern hemisphere, from the countries of Siberia, Russia, Japan, during cold season, they migrate southward going to Australia using the East Asian Australasian Flyway. However, during their flight, where it covers thousands of kilometers, they need to rest just like us humans. So, Olango Island Wildlife Sanctuary serves as their temporary stopover for them to regain energy and continue its migration pattern. OIWS hosts around 48 species or 62% of all migratory birds utilizing the East Asian Australasian Flyway. In our sanctuary, we can also see the globally threatened species such as the Chinese egret, the Far Eastern curlew, the great knot, the black-faced spoonbill, and of course, our very own flagship species, the Asiatic dowitcher. For those tourists who are new to bird watching, you may bring your own equipment such as your handheld binoculars and remember wear earth-colored clothes so as not to disturb the birds. For those tourists who don't have their own equipment, our nature center offers one guide and one spotting scope with field guides for free upon entering the sanctuary. One guide is up to a maximum of 10 persons per group. Groups of tourists are given 30 to 45 minutes of interaction time to provide opportunity to other guests to use our viewing deck and our boardwalk. For our do's and don'ts, tourists are discouraged to make loud noises so as not to disturb birds feeding in the area. Tourists also must stay on designated lanes such as in the footpath or boardwalks or in the viewing decks and are not allowed to swim or roam around the area. Littering is also prohibited. Drinking of alcoholic beverages, eating in our viewing decks, as well as smoking is strictly prohibited by the management. Migratory birds play an important role in the ecosystem, and bird watching is one of the conservation strategies to help protect these global species and their habitat. For those of you who are interested in the local shorebird diversity of Central Visayas, come visit us here at the Olango Island Wildlife Sanctuary.